In the psychology department at the University of Portsmouth, we really pride ourselves in having all of our staff being research active. From research looking at burglars' decision-making processes right through to transforming the way that policing and security agencies are interviewing and gathering information across the globe.
So the ICRFP at the University of Portsmouth is concerned with almost everything in forensic psychology. So for example, some of our research is on lie detection in forensic contexts, eyewitness testimony, risk assessment and jury decision making. The overarching goal of our research is to create safer and more just societies in terms of improving our criminal justice systems, not only in the UK, but also worldwide. To achieve our goals, a lot of our research focuses on, for example, creating better procedures for investigations and creating innovative procedures for risk assessment. I'm very proud to be a part of the centre and seeing those solutions and creative ideas emerging on a daily basis.
I'm doing a PhD in forensic psychology, and my research relates to the information elicitation context, investigative interviewing, source-handler relationships, basically any situation that you can imagine where somebody wants some information from someone else. And basically what I'm looking at is how to build rapport in these situations, because rapport building improves the information that you get from someone, and rapport building is also very central to ethically eliciting information. Knowing that my research will hopefully have a real-life impact makes me feel very proud, and it also keeps you going and it keeps you motivated to just go ahead, do your research, having the ultimate goal in mind that down the line you might be helping a witness or a victim, have a better interviewing experience. The networking aspect of the ICRFP has been very beneficial to me, because it's very important to have these kind of networking opportunities and talk to more experienced researchers, to have this kind of interaction, doing the research but applying the research, and how to basically best navigate your way through the academic world.
We did some research a couple of years ago now looking at the Firesetters Integrated Responsive Educational Programme, which is a rehabilitation programme run by the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Fire and Rescue Service. So the people taking part in the programme are deliberate firesetters, and the programme looks to see if it can reduce the extent to which those people re-offend. The research was important because I don't personally believe it's justifiable to stick people in prison and do nothing productive or constructive with them. And with fire-setting reoffending, there's no particular programmes that are available for the majority of offenders. So this programme is now a sentencing option. 55 people a year die from deliberate fire setting. So if we can reduce even one of those, that's an incredible result. Sometimes students don't see a bridge between academic work and the real world. And here we have a direct bridge, and that's fundamentally important to student learning.
I work with members of the general public, trying to help them understand burglars a bit better and hopefully take preventative action around their own homes. We've done a lot of research in the department focusing on how burglars operate, how they scout a neighbourhood, what they do when they're inside a home, and now we're using virtual reality to basically teach that to householders. So the reason we use virtual reality comes from two different strands. It's been found in the research with burglars to be very good at simulating neighbourhoods and houses that we otherwise couldn't really model. People who do virtual reality training tend to remember what they're told a lot better. They can put themselves in the shoes of the person they're being trained to be like, and they tend to perform behaviours a lot better afterwards. Well, the real world impact is to train people to help prevent burglaries going forward. We're hoping as well that we can create specific training to very specific groups, because different houses have different risk factors. I'm proud of the research that I'm doing because it has a real world impact, and even just the participants that I use for the purpose of generating the research go away saying how much fun they've had with the project, how much they've learned about how to prevent burglary. It makes me feel really good as well, because I'm sending people away thinking that they can help prevent burglaries.
Some of the research that I conduct at the Department of Psychology concerns the investigative interviewing of vulnerable people, and that includes children as suspects and as witnesses and victims, also adults who've been victim of particularly serious crimes. When we have conducted our research projects, we can then talk to police officers where we can tell them about our research findings, tell them about the best ways to interview those vulnerable populations, because our main aim, of course, is to try and get the best evidence that we can into the courtroom. I'm incredibly proud of the research that I've been doing. I've been at it for quite a few years now, and I think one of the reasons why I feel proud is because of that impact, is that I feel that even if a couple of police officers take on board some of the research findings and implement it in their everyday lives when they're interviewing children and other vulnerable witnesses, then I feel that it's really making a difference.
As a PhD student here at the university, I'm currently looking at interview strategies that promote honesty in child witnesses. This is very important because we know for a fact that children are capable of lying and that adults are not very accurate at detecting children's deception. They can lead to a lot of miscarriages of justice, so it's really important for us to, rather than try to see if a child was honest in their answers, just try to make them more honest from the beginning. The results of my research hopefully will inform practitioners on the effective as well as ineffective strategies that work with making child witnesses more honest. I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing. I think the most rewarding part of it for me is giving voice to a vulnerable population.
I'm really proud of all the research that we do here at Portsmouth. We really place a lot of importance here on making sure that the research we do really relates to a whole range of cultures and that we're not just looking at one particular area and one particular country, and really get a good understanding of what it's like to be a human across the globe.